Hey lovelies, it's Peter here from Strong Healthy Women, and welcome to Talking Wellbeing TV, where we share hints, tips and advice about the foundations of wellbeing, which are move, eat, live. One of the things that I have been noticing this morning and over the last couple of days is that my email inbox is being hit up with lots and lots of emails in regards to words to live by for the year, goal setting, focus setting, the list goes on and on. Whatever name you want to call it by, it is what is it that we want to achieve during 2021, basically. And so one of the biggest lessons that I have ever learned is in regards to my health and well-being and how to map that out. And so I thought today I would share that lesson with you. And it is something that we've talked about on many occasions over a period of time, and that is to write it down on your calendar, put it in as an appointment. And I know that for me personally, when I'm mapping out my calendar, I put in items. I always start with my family's birthdays, significant events, anniversaries, all those types of things, holidays. So all the things around relationships. And I think that's one of the areas that we really should be nurturing and focusing on. The second area happens to be our health, but I think what happens with our health is that we don't take the time to write it down. We don't put it on our calendar. And I'd love to know from you, are you actually writing down your workouts on your calendar? So are you mapping it out? Are you planning it? So I went to the nth degree with this, and so this year during our end of year celebration, we gave all of our lovelies these little tiny planner guides. Some were black and some were green. I've got a black one. And it has week about, and it has year, and it has the month broken down as well too. It's very, very simple little guide, but I found it really beneficial because one of the things is that there wasn't a lot of space per day. And I really like this because I think it's always good that when we're going to be mapping out our day, our plan for the day, it's like, what are the, no more than three, what are the three major projects or major things that we want to accomplish for that day? And that's what you write in your planner. So just the three major things that you want to do. You've probably got lots of other things that you want to achieve as well too, and that's okay. You can pop them down somewhere else, but it's the things that are the most important to you that you want to get down on your planner. But then what also happens is this little get it done section. So I changed this up a little bit for myself. And I started writing in, I don't know whether you can see it, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And so I actually wrote down get it done was my morning workout. So my morning workout consists of getting a minimum of 10,000 steps, whether that be a walk, a run, a hike, a jog, whatever. So, and I always find that very satisfying first thing in the morning because it's not only good for me physically, but it's particularly good for me mentally and emotionally. And I have that opportunity to connect with nature and just be alone with my thoughts. So I particularly do like doing those things most of the time by myself rather than going out with other people. Now, I do enjoy actually going out with other people as well too, but I think it's a good habit to get into so that you can spend time with your thoughts and what it is that you want to accomplish. Then once I've done that, I treat that like a warm-up for my workout. So then I do a HIIT session or a weight session afterwards, my stretching or yoga. And then basically all of those things are finished by about 7:30 in the morning because I do get out of bed quite early. And then I've got breakfast and shower, and what time those things need to be finished by so that I can start my work day. I've also got my lunch mapped out in the planner as well too. So I'm giving myself, an hour off of work. So I'm actually cooking a meal. So I've thought about it beforehand, so I know exactly what I'm going to eat, what I'm going to cook, so I can just get in and get it done. And I also take that opportunity to walk away from my desk and sit and eat. I also do the same thing of an evening. I have an evening wind down that's on my planner, as well as I have that dinner time mapped out as well. So those fundamentals that we take for granted that we do automatically each day, I think it's really important that we write it down, because when we don't write it down, we can give ourselves an out on it because it's not as important. So we're 42% more likely to achieve something when we've written it down. So, and I've been seeing lots of emails coming through from the ladies who are going into the Metabolic Jumpstart Challenge with me in January, and in regards to their challenges. And some of their challenges are, that they're feeling stressed and then they eat emotionally when they're at work, that they have trouble being consistent with their workouts, or they have trouble being consistent with their healthy eating or prepping and planning. And so I would ask you this question, are you actually writing those things down? These are the things that I need to do. Because when it's important to us, so for example, if you're going to go on a trip somewhere, I know that we can't travel too much at the moment, but you may very well be, going to travel around Queensland. That's where I am right now. And so you might be going to have a little travelling session, and in your caravan or your motorhome. And so I would imagine that you start a list and you go, okay, these are the things that I need to prep. I don't want to have to cook all of my meals, so I'm going to make some meals and freeze them so I've got them ready to go. I'm going to need to, check the fuel, and I'm going to need to make sure I've got this done and that done. So you have this list that you create that says this is what I need to do in order to get this done. So when it comes to our healthy life and getting our fitness and our healthy eating in, and giving ourselves that opportunity to have a little bit of downtime as well, you're probably not writing it down, because I know that I am totally guilty of not writing it down. And so I would always say write it down, but I would never have it written down myself. And I know that once I did start writing it down and allocating some time around it, that it really became part of who I am. So I didn't give myself an out, because it was like this appointment on my calendar. And so I know that you're probably thinking, well, I automatically do it. But if there's one small part of that automatically that you do that needs tweaking, write that part down, because that's when you might find that by simply having it written down, you've got that memory jogger. You're more focused on it and more likely to accomplish it as well too. So as I said, I know that it seems like a lot of work. Don't make it fancy. It doesn't have to be fancy, and don't worry about whether it's scribbly and whether nobody else understands what it is. It doesn't really matter. It's whether you understand what it is. As I said, I've got these scrawly little things all written down here. And so I do like this little planner because it gives me that opportunity to write no more than 3 total focuses for the day. But it also has given me the opportunity to use that get it done space for my health and my well-being, and for me to go, these are the things that are important to me. And so I'm ticking it off as I'm doing it, and I can see whether I've got it done. So I had a slightly different book last year to this year, but this was the guide that we gave our ladies who attended our end of year celebration. So it was a great opportunity for me to just drop by and say, hey, this is how we're using this guide this year, this little tiny book. It's, you know, not expensive. You could use anything really. You could use just a plain book, but it is about not giving yourself too many projects to do on a daily basis. Just limit it to no more than 3, but to write down what you need to do and the time frame that you need to do your healthy lifestyle stuff in. Okay, so whatever that happens to be, if it's walking, if it's weight training, if it's yoga, Pilates, if it's meditation, whatever you're doing. But I will always come back to saying this, that remember that there are 3 critical components of fitness, and they are strength, flexibility and endurance, and they are the 3 things that you need in your fitness program. These are the things that will connect your mind and body together, and that's what's important as well too. So when we get that connection happening, we get that inner little shine coming from the inside out as well too. So I hope that's given you some food for thought. As I said, I've been hit up left, right and centre in my email inbox over the last couple of days in regards to goal setting, focus setting, a word to live by for 2021, all of those things. And I thought, let's take it back to these basics of what I specifically do, and that is to write it down. So this is the time frame that I allocate to fitness. This is the time frame that I allocate to making meals. And so because it is written down, it's a priority for me. And I would love for you to actually just take up that one simple little habit. And as I said, don't make it complicated. Don't make it hard for yourself. Just have your little book out, write it down and cross it off as you do it. You'll feel really, really satisfied when you give it a bit of a tick for the day and go, right, I've got that done. Okay, so there's a few little thoughts for me today. Hopefully you've got something out of that. Make sure that if you haven't already done so, that you register for the Metabolic Jumpstart Challenge. It is starting on the 11th of January. And we have 2 bonus sessions happening. One of those bonus sessions that we are doing, that I have busily been mapping out today, that was one of my big projects, was pulling together how to actually, some strategies that you can use in order to really, really get yourself focused and achieving your healthy life so that you can live it the way you want to live it. So yeah, make sure you register so that you can get access to those bonus sessions that I'm going to be running. And this little tip that I gave you today was just one small little part of it as well too. So over and out from me today. Have a great day, and I will see you all very soon. Take care. Bye.